finally snapped awake, got my dream state. Took my REM, subconscious through my pen. Wanna make a change, throw a EDY on the end. Remedy, don't sleep talk on this beat. See, I learned growing up that talk is deep. Articulating rich.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 12th Small Business Owner interview of Project 402. This interview that you'll be watching today is with Nick Poulos. He is the owner of Feta's, a very famous Greek restaurant in Omaha that has won the Best of Omaha award many years in a row. Personally, I'm super excited about this interview in particular. I've known the Poulos family for about 10 years now. I actually got in contact with them because I went to high school with one of Nick's sons, George, and we've been pretty good friends ever since. And in this interview, Nick talks about all things about Omaha, from his views of the streetcar to what it was like to see Omaha shift and develop over the many years, especially in the Blackstone district, as well as even giving some tips and pointers on how to market your business and market yourself as a small business owner in the city of Omaha, especially if you're just starting out. So keep tuned, and I hope you enjoy this interview.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up.
I always start off by asking folks, were you born and raised in Omaha, or where are you guys from?
Born in Council Bluffs, moved here when I was about 21, and been here ever since. My parents come from Greece, and I'm first generation here.
Obviously, we'll touch on the business in a second here, but just want to get everyone to get to know you. What are some of your hobbies when you're not working? Obviously, running a restaurant's a full-time job.
Yeah, it's tough.
Talk about family life. Anything.
We're closed on Sundays, so it's nice. One day. I like to golf, do a little bit of walking. A lot of Sundays we come down here to the restaurant, though. So, been married for 26 years, 3 kids, and that's about it.
Yeah. Where do you like golfing at?
We usually go out to Eagle Run. It's close by the house. I just started a couple years ago.
What advice would you give someone who's just first starting their business?
Restaurant business or any business?
Any business in particular, or specifically a restaurant?
Okay. Restaurant, don't open one. It's really competitive. But I mean, I guess I'm just saying that. Of course, people are going to open up restaurants. But in business in general, not necessarily a restaurant, you just have to put business first. You'd like to say family comes first, but I feel like if you want to be successful, you really have to put business first, and that comes first in everything. If you're not ready to take it on, by all means, don't open up a business, because financially you'll have some burdens, and a lot of people do fail. So if you can get in any type of business without a lot of capital, of course that's good. But there's two sides to that. But yeah, a lot of people put everything they have on the line, and sometimes they lose everything. But that's just some points right there.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, do you mind sharing the backstory of Feta's and how you guys got to be where you are today?
My dad first opened up a Greek restaurant in 1980 when I was 12 years old in Council Bluffs. And actually, we had no employees. We only had 12 chairs. So there's 4 kids in the family, so we all worked there. And I know I was only 12, but you know, I started out just doing the little things like wiping off tables. But by like 15, I was doing 20, 30 hours a week. So it wasn't like a 10-hour-a-week job. And then we had an opportunity to open up here in Omaha in 1988, and we did. And we kept the Council Bluffs location until 1992, and that closed. And then we moved locations. In 1988, we were on 43rd and Dodge, right off of Dodge. Right now, it's right across from the Wendy's down there. It's just a green space that Clarkson bought. We didn't own that property, so we rented, and they said, hey, you got to get out. So we decided to look for a property where we could buy, and in 1994, the family bought the location we're sitting in right now. It was a Little King sandwich shop, and half of it was a laundromat. So it had 2 businesses. So we made it one place, and we made it a Greek restaurant, waiter service. We had a bar in here. I became a co-owner probably when I was about 24, 25 years old with the family. It had to have been like 1993 or 94. So I stayed with the family business till 2005, and yeah, we did well for years. It was pretty hard to get along with the family, so because we had brothers and sisters and mom and dad, so I decided to go out on my own in 2005 and started a place called Feta's, 114th and Dodge. And in 2008, I opened up a second Feta's on 144th and West Center. That was the biggest recession year, 2008, since they said the Great Depression, I believe. It was a really tough year. That's the year I opened the second location, so it was really tough. We did okay there. I sold that one in 2015 to an employee who's been with me for 15 years. We told him we didn't want him to use the Feta's names, so he still has that place out on West Center. It's a burger place with gyros. The family business here on 40th and Dodge closed in 2015, and my father suggested we put a Feta's in here because we own the property as a family. And we bought out our siblings, and my mom passed away. So anyway, yeah, we decided to reopen down here at 40th and Dodge. So we've been here 3 years, and we still have the one at 114.
2015, that's about the same time that Blackstone was kind of seeing a resurgence, if you will, from being known as kind of a little bit sketchier part of town that you didn't want to be in after 8 p.m. to now a robust, epicenter of the city. Have you seen that help foot traffic for this location specifically at all? Or how does that
it helps a little since I'm not right on the block of Farnham, but it's helped a little. I probably would benefit if I was open, till midnight or 1 a.m. or keep the drive-thru open. But that's just not something I want to do because a big part of our business is catering. So we usually have to get here by 7 a.m. to start our catering, even though we don't open the doors till 11. So we kind of have we're almost open for breakfast, but we're not because we're doing catering, but we're working, and I got a staff of probably 4 or 5 people. So even though we don't open till 11, we are working hard from 7 a.m. till 11. And then we got to switch gears and get ready for the lunch crowd. And then we have to be open all day till 8:30 p.m. So I just felt like this is America. It's kind of nice. You can be open 24 hours a day and make money, which is nice. Some countries don't allow that. But anyway, so for myself, if I wanted to stay open, I think I would have business, and the Blackstone would really help me as far as being open 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. but I just feel like I'd be stretching myself too thin as far as getting here 7 a.m., staying all day. But I could hire some help to really take care of that. But it's just not something I'm ready for right now. Maybe in the future. Most of our catering jobs, they got to be done by 11 a.m. So we have to get here and start cooking to make that 11 a.m. deadline.
Sure.
But no, not open for breakfast.
I was really hoping for bacon,
No.
egg, and cheese gyro in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, we do some night catering, but just 80% of it is usually for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
What types of events would you usually cater most for?
Our number one catering jobs are pharmaceutical reps, which I don't know if you're familiar with.
I mean, a little bit.
They're professionals who go to the hospitals. They go to doctors' offices.
Okay.
They're almost like an insurance salesman in a way,
Sure.
but they're trying to push the pills, the product, or Advil, Viagra,
I gotcha.
cold medicine, and some more heavy duty, like cancer medicine. So these drug reps will call us and say, hey, usually they give us a day's notice and say, hey, I'm taking, I need 50 euros, 100 Greek potatoes, 50 baklava, bring me 50 bottles of water, come out to Bergen Mercy Hospital, come out to Methodist Hospital, we go Council Bluffs, we go Fremont, Glenwood. Those are hospitals, but we do hit a lot of doctors' offices, like where you go see your doctor for a checkup. So the drug reps will bring the doctors, the nurses, all the staff free lunch.
Oh, how cool.
So,
what's the most unique event that you had to cater? I think you actually catered to my fraternity in college.
Did we?
Just
Okay.
down the block pipe. That's probably a pretty different one.
Yeah, different. I don't know. We've did drug reps. We've did house parties. We've did. I can't. Who do we do? We did some famous people. USA Hockey one day where they were in town with. They were doing an exhibition at the Sea-Link maybe, or at Ralston Arena or something like that. Oh, we did the Omaha Lingerie Football Club. They did a couple of times. We delivered them like 30 euros, Greek potatoes, salads. The most we've ever did. We did 775 people at the Marriott off of 90th and Blondo. They do. That's their reservation center. 775 people they wanted food for by 11 a.m.
Wow.
Monthly we do LinkedIn. Have you ever heard of LinkedIn?
Of course.
Yeah. They have an office here in Omaha for 90th and Western.
700 euros. What time did you
Well,
have to get in?
Yeah, we started there 4 a.m.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
But LinkedIn, they do about 300-400 every month.
Really?
And we do that once a month. Every month lately, we've been doing a company by the name of Builder Trend. You ever heard of Builder Trend? They do about 300-400 people. So
Okay.
it's a huge amount of people for catering, and that really helps our daily money, or whatever you want to call it, bottom line.
What percentage of your business would you say does come from catering versus actual customers?
Restaurant, probably 30-40% catering, 60 to 70% in-house.
Wow, that's a large amount. It's
Mhm.
incredible.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in stores. Do you guys sell, is it salad dressing?
Yeah, our
or
salad
cheese?
dressing.
You guys sell your salad dressing?
Yep, just a salad dressing. We started that about 7 years ago. We're in 72 grocery stores around the area, all the Hy-Vees in Omaha, but Whole Foods here in Omaha, which took me 2 years to get in. That was really tough. I tried really hard to get into Costco, and they said no, but I still keep trying. If I got into Costco, that would be huge. There's Fairway stores. As I get older, I forget. There's
Sure.
a couple of the other ones. It used to be Bag and Save.
Yeah, now it's
But
a
now
family fair.
Family Fair, yeah. We were in all the Bag and Saves, and now that Family Fair took over, they still have our dressing. We got some grocery stores in Kansas City, Sioux Falls. where else did I see some? Down in Missouri.
Wow, you
They gave
guys
me a
are
list. Yeah,
across
but
a couple state
here's,
lines.
here's the deal. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you are a rock star or a musician, if you sold 100,000 records, it really isn't that much. You need to sell millions.
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm not in the salad dressing business. I'm in the restaurant business. So I have a co-packer that packs my dressing. I have a business guy that takes his cut. And then we have a distributor that takes his cut.
Of course.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is I think I sold 4,000 bottles of dressing last year. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But now if I did that all on my own, yeah, that's pretty damn good.
A lot higher
But
revenue cut.
yeah, but I'm way on the bottom of the totem pole.
Sure.
And I do it more just for advertising. It gets your name out there. Yeah, there's not really much money in it. Now, if I sell 50,000 bottles, 100,000 bottles, yeah.
Yeah, it starts
But
getting
you know,
more sexy.
yeah, I'm getting it's growing, but you know, that's where it's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't much money in it.
Sure.
It's tough, you know, with the salad dressing. If I had a plant where I can manufacture it myself, which isn't that hard, believe it or not. I looked into it. It was about $200,000 to $300,000. I mean, that's quite a bit of money. But then yeah, I can control it. But then I got to get transportation. I got to stock. You know, or right now I don't do anything. They just send me a check, which is not very much. But so you know, some people are really good at going a lot of avenues. You know, I do salad dressing. I run a restaurant. I have a nightclub. Our family has always liked to focus on one thing, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but it works for us.
Simpler that way, definitely.
Simpler. But yeah, I mean, some people make a lot of money. They go a lot of avenues.
It's true.
Nick emphasized how critical it is as a business to have multiple streams of income coming in, but at the same time not spread yourself too thin, and to make sure you are staying consistent and staying good at the things that you are involved in as a business. So for example, he has of course his brick and mortar restaurants, but a lot of people don't know he also does a lot of his business from catering. He'll cater to all sorts of house parties, you know, fraternities, corporate events, things like that. And along with those two, in addition, he also sells his salad dressing in the grocery stores. So he really showed me that it's important as a small business to reach out and kind of have different avenues and different streams of income and just kind of play around and get your name out there in as many ways as you can, but make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin.
Backtracking a little bit, obviously with Blackstone, you said, you know, if you stayed open a little bit later, you might see a bigger benefit from the resurgence of the district.
Definitely.
You said potentially down the road.
Maybe, yeah. But I just, you know, at 50 years old, I don't really want to deal with drunk people. But you know, they're customers, and yeah, money's green. But I just don't think that's for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were actually just thinking currently, I mean, I just moved to the district. Really the only food place to eat after, gosh, I want to say almost even 11, maybe midnight.
Yeah.
It seems to be Night Owl. And so-
They're open that late?
Yeah, or McDonald's in terms of
McDonald's,
substantial
yeah.
food. You know?
Yeah, I'm surprised actually a lot of the restaurants here do close at 9, 10 o'clock. I'm really shocked.
Right.
Too much.
Do you find a lot of folks just walk here? I mean, from like
Yep.
UNMC?
Definitely. UNMC and a lot of the people that work over in Blackstone, we seem to get a lot of the workers. I've been in this neighborhood since 1988, and when I came here, Farnham was a shithole. It really was. And actually, my dad said we should buy some buildings over there. Yeah.
Sounds like your dad gave you some good advice that
Yeah.
you probably should listen
Yeah.
to, maybe.
Yeah.
Something that I found really interesting that Nick told me was that he hasn't run any sort of ads or paid for any marketing whatsoever. He says that the best marketing is, of course, word of mouth, and that as long as he stays consistent and makes great food, that the people will always be coming in through the door. That being said, he does participate in the Blackstone Pass at that location of his business, but he said he doesn't do too much of a sale or discount with that. He said that he's not a very big believer in coupons at all, and that he's never ran coupons. However, that being said, he said that coupons are fantastic for if you're a new business to drive a lot of foot traffic in the door very quickly right away. But as an established business, he said that he's found coupons don't really bring in a customer that is consistent. He says coupon customers, if you will, are kind of one and done, just will buy a Groupon or what have you and come check out the restaurant, try it once because they get a good deal, and then never come back.
Speaking on, you run this location, the wife runs the other location. Where do you guys see yourself going within the next 5, probably a little out longer than 5 years, like 10 years or so?
Right.
Open up another branch maybe, as more, especially more the inner city kind of redevelops. I mean, gosh, every other block there's a new apartment complex popping up. Looking to expand maybe to Lincoln. Has anyone in the family, the kids expressed interest in taking over?
Right. It just matters. I could see myself going 2 ways. I could see myself going to one restaurant just because my wife, it's a lot of responsibility for her. And maybe, I could see myself going many ways. But one way would be just go to one restaurant, close one, have one location, and take some pressure off my wife. But then I could see us keeping 2 restaurants and having someone run the second restaurant, and I would still run one. Or there would be the third choice. The kids would want to get involved, and then you could open 3, 4, 5 locations. Sure, the third choice is something I don't really want to do because that's how I grew up. I grew up with brothers, sisters, and mom and dad. All of us worked in the restaurant, and it's really tough. And I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just difficult. Of course, there's family businesses that have been out there for 80 to 100 years that get along. But I think it's just really hard to get along, have a good relationship with the kids, the siblings get along, so that's not my first choice. But it might happen where they end up, we might all be here. Yeah.
Understandable. What do you sell most?
Our number one seller is a gyro, which is our beef and lamb on pita bread with fresh onions, tomatoes, and the white sauce. That's our big seller. For the first 10 years, we wrapped our gyros over in the Bluffs.
If someone asks for that,
we still wrap it. We still do, but very rare does it happen. And like I said, personally, I would still like to wrap them, but everyone said in Omaha, no, we want them open face. So.
It's a random question I always had. Do y'all correct people when they say gyro?
Of course, yeah, yeah. We say gyro, and a lot of people, but they say gyro. Sometimes we don't correct them, but for the most part we do.
Do you ever add some more, like 50 cents extra to their bill if they miss?
No.
Nothing like that? Okay.
No.
What is the story behind the name of Feta's?
Oh yeah, we when we opened up, we were just trying to come up with names. Actually, you guys are probably too young to remember this. I wanted to name it Nikos, which is my name, Nick in Greek. But right across the street at 114th and Dodge, there was a big nightclub, the biggest, best nightclub back in 2005. It was called Nikos. I don't know if you.
What happened to it? No,
they lasted about
7.
Yeah. It was super popular. Big place, huge place. Those kind of nightclubs only usually last 5 years, and that's what it lasted, and it closed.
Interesting.
But it was a huge place. It was like on 112th and Davenport. It could probably fit 200-300 people in there, and it was the hippest place to go for 2-3 years. So anyway, we were right across the street, and I could just see so many people coming in. Or if we named it Nikos, I was talking with my wife. Oh, is this club Nikos? And so we decided, how about feta cheese? Or how about pitas, like pita bread? We just decided on fetas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your overall goal when you started the business yourself?
Just to be able to make it. That was the biggest fear. Yeah, it was tough those first years, but we made it through. Yeah.
A lot of folks say that in order to keep a business up and running and make it past the initial, I think it's like, you probably know the statistics more than I do, but like 90% of businesses fail after 3 years.
3 to 5 years, you got it.
Yeah.
90%,
Everyone always says that you have to be extremely passionate about it. Would you say that?
Definitely. I think a lot of people that open up businesses in that first 3 to 5 years, they just think the first month or two or 3 or 4 or 6, usually 6 months is the telltale sign in most businesses. They're usually really hot for 6 months and then they go off. And I think people just don't have the drive. They think it's up and going. And unfortunately, I think the drive has to be in there every year, every day, forever. That's my opinion.
So what's your secret? How do you stay driven? Obviously, bills to pay and what have you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I guess, yeah, just being able to make an income, you know, that's the chains are coming on pretty hard lately. When I was growing up as a kid, and even before my time, there was a lot of mom and pop grocery stores, and now they're like almost extinct.
I think the
There's
only one in
Heidi's.
Omaha is
There's
at Woolner's,
Woolner's,
now, right?
but when I was a kid, there was probably 5 in Council Bluffs and 25 in Omaha.
Wow.
Yeah,
One of the last ones downtown, Patrick's Food Mart, just
Yeah, they're
closed.
closed. Yeah. So my gut feeling, I think that's how the restaurant business is going to go. I think the chains are really going to drive out the independents.
Really?
I don't think it'll be as bad as a grocery store, but I think the numbers will even get smaller, or like independent restaurateur compared to the chain.
Nick and his family have been very involved in not only the Greek community in Omaha, but the city in general through donations, the Greek festival that happens every year, gift cards that he gives away, a lot of things like that. The Greek community, he told me, is about 3,000 people strong now, and he said that really only his only worry with the restaurant is if a large Greek restaurant chain were to come into Omaha and try to cut prices low and squash all the local Greek restaurants in town right now. But because he's been so involved, he says even if that does happen, the Feta's name and his family name is so well known within the community that he's sure that his loyal customer base will stick to him rather than go to a cookie cutter franchise that pops up out of the blue.
Everyone always seems to know that it's been said Omaha has the highest restaurants per capita. Do you know anything about that? If that's true, do you think that makes your business more challenging, obviously, or have you have such a tight hold on a specific niche that you kind of swing past that?
I have read a lot about that, and I don't know if it's the top, but from statistically what I've read, they are in the top like 10 per capita. So yeah, that is true. Omaha does have a lot of restaurants for the population they have. My niche, I think, since I've been doing this so long, I've heard a lot of people tell me they come to my restaurant because they can't make a gyro at home. So I guess if let's say you want to open up a burger place or a rib place, a lot of people have told me, God, if I really want, I can make a great burger at home. I can smoke my own ribs. So I kind of feel lucky that you can't go home and really make a gyro. I mean, you can go to the grocery store. They have some packets. They're not as good. But yeah, that's been one of the things people have told me that drives them to come here. And I think it helps that there's probably 10 Greek restaurants in Omaha. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if there was 30 or 40 Greek restaurants, it'd be tough, I think. Tougher.
Which directions do you see Omaha going as it continues its rapid growth phase?
I think when I was 25 years old, my dad always told me on 170th and Dodge, there wasn't anything built. It was just fields, brown, whatever. Not cornfields, just grass. And Dad always said, we need to buy 20 acres or 2 acres. I said, no, Dad, what? Now, I think it's almost a good idea to buy a piece of land on 200th and Dodge or 250th and Dodge. Yeah, I think it's growing, and I think it's a good idea. I think the apartments are growing too. I've even thought about maybe down the road actually building on top of this and putting apartments on top of the restaurant. Yeah, because I got a lot of parking. I got 35 to 37 parking spots.
You do have a very large parking lot here.
And since we do have a drive-through here at night, 80% of my business is drive-through. So usually there's only 2 or 3 cars out there, and it's unused parking.
And
So-
real estate, unused land, just in general.
Yeah. So I have thought about the idea, and I don't even know if it's structurally possible to build on top of this, but I think it is, because you've seen buildings, they go 2, 3, 4 stories.
Right.
It's possible. So I wouldn't mind putting that idea of doing apartments up here, because I got a lot of parking, and I think real estate's always been a good buy. We do own the property here, which was a big investment. We rent at the other store. If I had to do it all over again in my early 20s, I bought some stocks, and I lost my ass in 2001 when the Twin Towers went down, the stock market went down. But if I would have bought an acre of land anywhere, or 2 acres of land with that money, the way I've seen it all my life, land never goes to waste. It always seems to go up, unless you buy in North Omaha or something, you know. I mean, where, you know, it's a bad neighborhood or something. But yeah, I think the apartments are definitely an up-and-coming thing. I wish I had a lot of money to build an apartment.
You and me both.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to supplement income. Yeah.
Nick told me that him and his family passed up on a huge opportunity several years back. The owners of the building just south of the Feta's Blackstone location, which is a building owned by UNMC now, the owners of that piece of land approached Nick and his family, asking them if they wanted to purchase the building along with the parking lot and the row of parking stalls just south of that building. And unfortunately, they passed up on that offer, which, looking back, Nick said was a steal for the price. But obviously, back then, no one had any idea of what Blackstone would turn into and how much that area would thrive in today's economy. But he said, yeah, his probably biggest regret was not taking advantage and not taking action in purchasing that piece of real estate, because now it's worth a lot more than what he could have got it for. Next, I asked Nick what he thought was missing in Blackstone, as well as his opinion on the potential streetcar project.
The only thing that's missing is a grocery store.
Yeah. And parking.
Yeah.
I've talked to Jay and Matt. I said, geez, all these properties you bought, even if they only put 20 parking stalls, you know, just one lot. And they're like, no, we'd rather put up, well, it makes more. It'll make them more money. They'll put up a building and rent it, you know. Yeah, parking lot they're not going to get. But I think they need some parking.
I agree with that. What's your opinion on the streetcar project? Obviously, that's TBD. It's to be determined.
Yeah.
It's hasn't been passed fully, but
No, I think it's a good idea.
Them. Do you really think it's a good idea?
It's a good idea. Yeah, I really do. I told Jay and Matt, they come in here for lunch every month. I told them that from what I've heard, no, not from what I heard, it is a fact. It's going to be a free rail car or whatever you call it, a trolley.
Free.
It's
No
free.
kidding.
Yeah, I said, I think that's why Omaha's bitching about it, is because some cities, and I've been to cities where they have a trolley, we pay like 50 cents a buck to get on.
Right.
That ain't bad. Omaha wants to do it free. Well, Omaha's come out with a thing, it's going to cost the city $6 million to run the trolley. Well, why not offset it by charging the customer 50 cents a buck?
True.
And Jay and Matt said, no, we want it to be free.
On the flip side to that, I think the whole logic behind that is, make it free so it does bring the city more eastward, and then all the businesses benefit, all the apartments benefit, even all the property owners, meaning like just residential housing, they're going to shoot up in value. They already have in the area.
Have you heard about Kansas City? They put one in about 3-4 years ago.
Yes, I actually wrote on that.
Yeah, and they've done really well with it.
Yeah.
And some cities have did it and haven't done well. Yeah, I can't remember which city it was they had in the paper that it flopped bad. But I rode on one in Denver where it was connected like on a street with a bunch of bars. This was about 8 years ago, and it was great. I can't remember if it was $1 or free, probably because I was drunk. But yeah, but no, it was great. You just hopped on and went back and forth. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it set to?
Set to end on 42nd and Saddle Creek by UNMC down there.
Okay.
Right down there, yeah. 42nd. No.
They have it running.
No,
I think it would be
44th,
huge.
I'm sorry.
Oh, 44th.
44th and Saddle Creek, like by UNMC down
gotcha.
at the bottom. And it's supposed to pick up by the CHI Center.
It goes all downtown. I mean,
and come up through Farnham.
I think it would totally change.
I think it'd be great.
The city life.
Well, it connects College World Series, the baseball field. It connects the CHI Center.
Yeah, I think all the tourists who, if they come in downtown, maybe don't even have a car, maybe they fly in, just get a downtown hotel.
Yeah.
They have no way except with Uber or Lyft to venture out to Blackstone.
Right. You know what? I don't know if it's on record or not. I don't know if it's going to pass. I hope it passes, but I don't think it's going to pass.
You think that would bring more customers in?
Yep, I do.
The kind of final question, unless we think of a couple more, I always ask folks is, why should someone from huge city like New York, LA, Chicago, St. Louis, what have you, why should someone move from a big city down to a little small town like Omaha?
Okay. You guys, do you read the World Herald every day?
Not every day.
Okay. I read it. I actually like the real paper. I've always read it. I read it every day. And we get a lot of those stories in the World Herald. They seem to spotlight that. Most people say they live in California or New York. What I read in the paper, they say they like it because it's super easy to get around. There's no traffic. Even in traffic, you can really get anywhere in a half hour. They say that's probably their number one thing. And they say actually Omaha's got a big city feel for being a small place. They say, and then they always bring up it's a good family town and low cost of living. So I agree with all those.
I like to say Omaha's a small town trying to be a big city.
Yeah.
So you still can't go anywhere, even run to the grocery store without bumping into your 8th grade teacher or something like that. And at the same time, we still are starting to get big name concerts, bigger. We're getting our spot on the map a lot more.
Yeah, it is. They did a good job with CHI Center. Brought some big events in.
Thank you everybody for watching this interview with Nick Poulos, the owner of Feta's. I really, really appreciate all the support that people have been giving me, whether it's just a like on Facebook or you're sharing the interviews with a friend. Be sure to keep following all of our social media accounts. I post not only these local business owner interviews, but I also post any sort of relevant news, whether that be updates with the riverfront revitalization or a new business coming in the Blackstone area. So I appreciate all your guys' support and following, and stay tuned.
Be honest, I ain't never feel shit either. The only thing that touched me, that banged through the speaker. Only problem is, I never been a speaker. My thoughts buried deep, pack heat in my car. So much pressure on myself, I'm about to explode.